Hey guys, Franchise here with Franchise80s.com. Thank you once again for joining me on another one of my videos. Today's video is going to be about my rocket firing Boba Fett. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the original commercial for the rocket firing Boba Fett, and then I'm going to show you a little scene from the TV show Toy Hunter, where they find a rocket-firing Boba Fett while out toy hunting. And then I'm going to be back on and I'm going to talk to you in depth about the action figure and show you guys my rocket-firing Boba Fett and give you a brief history on this really very, very rare and sought-after action figure. So it's definitely the holy grail in my Star Wars collection, and pretty much it stands as one of the cornerstones of my overall toy collection. So hope you enjoyed this video, and please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a minute. Thank you.
From Kenner's Star Wars collection comes the Stormtrooper, the Sand People, and all 20 action figures, including new Hammerhead, Snaggletooth, and more, each sold separately. And now, Boba Fett, Star Wars villain with his laser rifle. Boba Fett is not yet available in stores, but you can get him free with 4 proofs of purchase from any Star Wars action figures. Details on specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st. Star Wars action figures sold separately from Kenner.
What's in the bag?
It's a rocket-firing Boba Fett.
A what?
I thought that was something that might be of interest to you.
You're kidding. I don't even believe you have something like this.
I've never seen one in person.
Okay.
Holy sh**.
This is something that definitely wasn't made, and I can tell you it wasn't made, and you shouldn't have it, but I'm glad you do.
I know what it is, but I have no idea how much it's worth.
Do you have the missile?
Yes, I believe it's in
there. It should come with
there.
a missile. Wow. What you have is an unproduced action figure of arguably one of the most popular characters in Star Wars. You've got a rocket-firing Boba Fett. This was an action figure that was never done. They hoped it would be done, but due to safety standards, they couldn't get it passed or improved. So this figure never came out. I remember, in fact, trying to send away for one of these and getting a little letter in the mail saying, sorry, it didn't get approved. We're gonna send you one with the rocket stuck in. How long ago did you get it?
About 25 years ago.
Do you remember what you paid?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to hear?
Yeah. What did you pay for a rocket-firing Boba Fett 25 years ago?
About $10 worth of baseball cards.
The figure was never released, and I've got to get it. Do you know how much this is worth?
Tell me.
I know people who will spend $10,000 for an item like this. I can call them. I can tell them to come on over. My heart is pounding right now. I am so excited to find this. I've only heard about this figure, but I got to keep my head together. Even though I want this to be real and it all sounds good, I got to call an expert just to make sure.
A video on the very mysterious and very rare and extremely hard to get, hard to find, unproduced, unreleased rocket-firing Boba Fett. Look at that in all its glory, with the rocket, with the red missile that launches from his back. This is the J slot version, as you can see. Some of you may or may not know what that is. I'm going to explain it in a minute. His back looks like a J. Okay, I'm going to put this guy down and I will explain it. So this figure was never supposed to be released. Never was released. That's why you can see again right there on the screen that it has no paint. It's supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look like this when it was done, but it was never finished. So, and the reason it was never finished was because Kenner had produced this figure, was producing this figure, and in the early 80s, when they were about to release this figure, there was a Battlestar Galactica toy that had a similar rocket missile that launched, and a child choked on that missile, and he ended up passing away, and that caused a huge controversy, and the toy company that came out with that toy got sued, and it was a big deal, and Kenner got spooked and decided they pull the plug on the rocket firing Boba Fett. As you can see on the screen here, there was originally going to be two different styles: the L latch and the J latch. Well, the L latch was first. That was the original version of it, and upon playing with it a little bit, the people working on the action figure decided, well, when we put it to the left, as you can see the L latch right there, you barely touch it and the spring goes and the missile fires. So let's just curve it up a little bit more, make it look like a J, like right over here, the J instead of the L. And that way, when you put it into position, ready to launch the missile, it'll stay that way, and it won't just launch automatically. It was a little bit of a better design. And so what they did was they advertised this figure on the back of the action figures that were sold in stores. And after the Star Wars movie came out, the toys were extremely popular, and everybody wanted them. So I remember I would go to Toys R Us and purchase some of the toys. When I was a kid, my parents would take me and they would buy me some of the Star Wars toys, and I turned the back of the toy around before I opened it and looked at all the figures that I wanted to buy, and there was an advertisement, as you can see right over here. It was for to get a free rocket firing Boba Fett action figure with proofs of purchase. So you would buy about 4 or 5 figures, cut out the little proofs of purchase, and then you would send it away, and then you were supposed to get back the J slot version, because the L latch version was scrapped, and so the J slot version of the action figure, but that was all scrapped as well right before the release right before they were going to ship it out, or right before the final stage of the action figure being made. It didn't make it to get the finishing touches to the paint, to the detail, and the reason why was because of the Kenner legal department telling them that they didn't think it was a good idea because of the Battlestar Galactica incident. So what they did, since so many people sent in the proofs of purchase, they sent them this note, as you can see, along with an action figure, a Boba Fett action figure that was finished, with the missile that was permanently glued in and could not be launched. This was still a cool figure, but as a kid, you get this and you're like, wait a minute, how's this launch? It doesn't work. I was trying to figure out, this doesn't look right. So you go into the packaging, you pull out the note that they sent to the consumers, and then the first part of the note, I'm going to read it to you. It said, Boba Fett is a fearsome intergalactic bounty hunter who was introduced in the November 1978 Star Wars television special, A Wookiee Holiday. He pretended to befriend Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2 while secretly plotting with Darth Vader to trap the Rebel Alliance. Boba Fett will also play a major role in the next Star Wars movie, The Empire Strikes Back. So a lot of people didn't even know who Boba Fett was. They just saw him on the back of the car and said, oh, I want that figure he looks menacing, he looks awesome. And so he really grew in popularity. But you can imagine the disappointment when you're expecting the rocket firing Boba Fett, and instead you get one with the rocket permanently glued in. So you might be thinking, well, if this action figure never was released, Kenner even denies it was. They deny that it was ever even made it to store shelves, which it didn't. It didn't even, like I said, didn't even finish production, didn't even finish being detailed or painted. So how can you have one? How can they be selling on the collectible market for thousands of dollars? This figure's market value is between $3,000 and $5,000. It's very expensive. It's high end, and it's the holy grail of Star Wars toys. Well, the reason is because some of the employees at Kenner, instead of destroying this figure, they took him home. And then after years and years, when the company went under, some of them decided, well, you know what? Some of these Star Wars figures are going for a lot of money, $300, $400, $500. I wonder what I can get for a rocket firing Boba Fett. There's nobody really knows how many made it out of that factory. The number's really low, though. The Boba Fett's, the rocket firing Boba Fett's that made it out there, I've heard there's anywhere between 25 and maybe 50 of them in existence in the market, available for sale. And this is one of them right here. So pretty amazing figure. One of the centerpieces of my collection, and definitely the best, in my opinion, the most sought after Star Wars action figure that has ever been made. There's a few other figures that are unproduced. There's a bunch of figures that were prototypes and that were unproduced, but none of them have the type of story that this one has. None of them have the history that the rocket firing Boba Fett has. So it's a really cool looking figure, and it's a really amazing figure to have in my collection. So I just wanted to share it with you guys and share the history a little bit of the action figure, and look for more videos in the near future. I'm going to be doing more videos on some of the other rare collectibles that I have, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please like and share it, and subscribe if you have a chance, and I will see you guys next time with another amazing video. Thank you very much.